Don't repress. Because right when you feel any type of repression towards yourself, people will take that and run with it. Be strong in who you are, and the universe will align you with people who respect that, and those who don't, it's fine. You know who you are at the end of the day. And that took a long time for me, and I feel like it probably limited me from opportunities I could have received early on. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am without those experiences of the repression, but coming through it, I would say do not repress. Do not repress yourself. You're Black, you're not even Latina. Like, that's like trying to box me and have me repress both sides of where I come from and who I am. And I hid from it, right? I repressed it. I would run away from the sun. I would be just trying to be in the shade. And honestly, it limited me. And what it does is it, in some energetic way, you're limiting yourself, and those around you sense that limitation, and you block a lot of good connections that you can have with that limitation, because it's kind of like also an insecurity that you're carrying around. And I think that when you carry that insecurity, people that are mean, we can call it what it is, will, take that insecurity and twist it and turn it. And it's really just because the reason why it was so hard to embrace it is because European beauty standards. I mean, what's being told that's beautiful is light. And what's being told is beautiful is, these certain complexions that an Afro-Latina feel like, oh, I fit some of these complexions. I may have a smaller nose, or my hair is better textured. Oh, but my skin, and you don't know where you even fit. And you're feeling like you're being pulled in so many different ways, and you end up just repressing either side. Or whenever you come into a space where, let's say I'm in a space with more Mexicans, like, oh, I'm more Latina. And then if I'm in a space with more Black people, oh, no, I'm Black. Instead of saying, no, I'm Afro-Latina, I'm coming in as I am, as both. I think adapting is the natural tendency of human nature. Like, we adapt to survive, but at what point do we say, I'm not trying to survive here? Like, the brain will twist you, like, this is a survival. You have to adapt and be more Latino in this setting, or they'll crucify you. And when can you come to self and say, no, this is a safe place to check. Is it safe really for me to show up as my true self? And say, no, this isn't a point of survival. And telling yourself, this isn't survival. I'm going to show up as Afro-Latina here with the combination of that Latin flair and that Afro side to me. Because we have to stop trying to be in that flight, fight, survival mode. And I think that's what we do, even subconsciously, when we're trying to adapt to that environment.
Now, do you get any pushback when you're dealing with different groups and organizations with the current movement in the post-George Floyd era? Because it's mostly a Black movement, but it's been supported by all kind of ethnic groups, and even white folks have been backing it.
Yes.
But I've noticed that there's been a little bit of pushback from, I guess, some really strict or radical Blacks that don't want anyone, I guess, quote unquote, invading their space.
Yeah.
And since you're representing Afro-Latina, have you had to deal with that?
So there's two different ones. So first, Dominicans as a whole have been receiving a lot of backlash. There's like this, I would say, misconception, because they're generalizing an entire population on a few individuals. Saying that Dominicans do not respect Black people or African Americans, that they are racist towards African Americans. And we have to also become conscious, and that's why I think it's so important to learn other minorities' history and education, because if you start to learning to read, because Dominicans get attacked for being racist towards Haitians, it's because of the colonizers. When Spain came to colonize, they segregated these people, and they taught them, and they pushed a religion, and they pushed their culture, and they completely shifted the minds of these people, and they created racism in the islands. So that's been a pushback just as a whole, with me being Dominican. The other side is I've actually been pushed back from African American men telling me like, hey, you gotta choose. Because I'm saying, oh, it's Black Rand nonprofit. This is a Black Rand nonprofit. They're like, hey, you gotta choose, black or brown. Are you Afro? Are you Latina? And I'm like, I can't choose it. Like, if I choose to step to this front, like, I feel like I'm turning my back towards some of my ancestors. So it's like we need to come to a time where we're not asking people to choose who they are. That this is who I come to. I'm presenting myself as whole. I am a person of color, and I'm Afro-Latina, and I have to show up into the spaces just like that. So I've seen some of the pushback. Of course, I'm conscious of it, and I'm still going to show up. You know, even if I can influence just one person, I feel like I've done my purpose.
Do you ever feel like intimidated having these conversations with the, for example, the black males that you talked about?
No, I don't. I mean, I feel like they want a box, right? They want everything to look a certain way, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. We're trying to fight a system that boxes us, and yet you want to continue that same system of boxing us? I mean, we're not helping the movement. We need to focus on the goal, and the goal is uniting. It doesn't matter what religion, does not matter what sexual orientation. It just does not matter if you're able-bodied, your age. We need to come together as one, and we need to stop, we need to stop playing this system of oppression Olympics. Who's suffered the worst? Who's this? Who's that? Like, we need to come together and realize that this is all of it an injustice, that we need to come together and support one another. And if it's the same thing. Like, if I want to say I'm Afro-Latina, that's me. Like, there has to be a boundary and respect.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.